Hi, I'm A.C.Strange, and this is the Bad Movie Show, episode 50, the Halloween Show 3. Oh, yeah! Always wanted the 50th episode to be big, and what's bigger than the Halloween Show 3? Nothing. And tonight I'm dressed as my favorite movie, Psycho Chainsaw Sally. And she loves horror movies and Halloween, so we're both very excited for this episode. So let's get started, alright? The one thing you gotta know about this Halloween show is that these three movies are very different Halloween movies, and they would be 3 different segments I would do, but they're in the Halloween show together. Ready? Okay. First up, The Houses That October Built, Not Rated, 2014, Image Entertainment. This is a found footage film. Written by Zach Andrews, Bobby Rowe, and Jason Zeta. Directed by Bobby Rowe. Starring Brandy Schaefer, Zach Andrews, Bobby Rowe, Jeff Larson, and Mikey Rowe. So we have 5 friends, Zach, Brandy, Mikey, Jeff, and Bobby, and they rent an RV for the week. And they're on the hunt for the most extreme Halloween haunt attraction. You know, those Halloween houses that you walk through and people pop out at you? Yeah, they're looking for that. So they go to the first one, which is real creepy, and afterwards, one of them goes on a roof, gets caught videoing everything by the actors, and they are not happy. They get chased off. And while they're on the road to the second attraction, they see a few of these actors on the road. They go to the next one, that gets scary, and the same thing happens. They get caught videoing it, and the actors get pissed off. Now, while they're going to these attractions, which they do, zombie paintballing, and find a zombie strip club, cool, they're looking for something else called the Blue Skeleton online. And they just keep looking for it until they find a password and a map and whatever. But what they don't expect is that this attraction comes to them in their RV. Okay, so this is scary. Very scary. And if you like haunted house attractions, you're going to love this, because it's like going to 5 in an hour and a half. Okay? But that's all it is scary. It is very scary, so I'm not taking away from that. It's unlike the Blair Witch and the Blair Witch Project and Chernobyl Diaries, but much better. Better story. When they get to it towards the end, it gets real freaking creepy. So I'm going to give it a 3.5 because it's scary, and I'm going to say see it. Now, Lonnie did not feel the same way I did. He felt that the first person point of view camera shaking around when they're running was very annoying, and he found it slow at times. I liked all the different haunted house attractions and how pissed off these guys are getting. There's lots of clowns, there's a scary bloody bunny, and there's a creepy doll chick that they meet up with. And by the end, there's dozens of these actors everywhere. So 3.5 from me. Lonnie gives it a, what, a 3? He gives it a meh 3. He barely made it 3. He was not as impressed, but did like the haunted house attraction. So if you're into these haunted house things, you're going to dig this movie, The House That October Built. I give it a 3.5 and a see it. Alright. Next up, we have Splash Area Night of the Freaks, unrated 2013. And this is a clown movie, people. Clowns on Halloween. And we just had the clown show, so it's bonus clowns. Eagle One Media, written and directed by George Clark. Starring Anthony Boyle, Leanne Marks, Ruby Campbell, Brian Norton, and John Render. And this is also an Irish film set in Belfast. Okay, so it's Halloween, and we have 4 friends, and they're out to meet up with more friends and go to Alan's party. And at the same time, there's a gang of 5 clowns killing everyone they see. Now, these 4 friends meet up with these nasty clowns and watch one of their friends get killed mercilessly. The three surviving friends run for their lives and they go straight to Alan's house to call the police. But everyone at the party is dead. The whole house. Okay? They run away and then they decide, the cops aren't going to help in time. So they got to fight back. They hide. They wait for these clowns to pass and then they follow the clowns back to an asylum. And while they're there hunting for the clowns, they find rooms of dead bodies. They also find the clowns having a grand old time. And then they find themselves hunted by the clowns in a maze of rooms in this asylum. The three friends, Mike, Alex, and Tony, who have had enough of running, decide to stand their ground and fight back, killing the clowns. Okay, the clowns are super freaking creepy. All they do is laugh and cry. And then we have the three friends, Mike, Alex, and Tony. And these kids are surprisingly badass. When they're like, fuck that, we're gonna kill these clowns. They really try. They get scared. They run off and they're like, we're gonna kill them. We're gonna punish them. And when they, in other movies, when they're fighting for their lives and they kill them and they run off, no, they turn around. They make sure these clowns are dead, boy. They get to these clowns. The best part of the movie is that it's actually told like a story, like Princess Bride. Like this uncle comes to babysit his niece and nephew and tell him this freaking creepy story out of a book. Like it's some kind of children's story that kids keep interrupting going, oh, this is inappropriate. This ain't bad words. And he's like, what do you know about the word fuck? You're only 6. This is very independent, very low budget. Like the guy got all his friends, his mother, his uncle, and got down and made this creepy clown movie. I dig it. Yo, seriously. It reminds me a little bit of movies like Wedding Slashers and Sloppy the Psychotic. So I'm going to give this a 3.5 and a buy it. And congratulations, George Clark. You've made it to my list of people to look out for. I dug this. When I found this on Amazon, it had a lot of one-word bad reviews and a few glowing reviews, like long, like paragraphs, and that attracted me to this movie. So I was like, I'm going to give it a try, and I'm glad that I did. If you don't like clowns, don't watch this movie, okay? But if you dig my clown reviews, you dig the creepy, scary, creepy clown movies, this belongs in your collection. There you go. Slash Area Night of Freaks, 3.5 and a buy it. Good for you. Yellow Fever Productions. I'm going to keep my eye out for you. Next up, last but certainly not least, we have Late Fee, Not Rated 2009 Fever Dreams Productions. Written and directed by John Carchetta and Carl Morano. Starring J.D. Brown, Chris Cusano, Stephanie Danielson, and Carrie Miller. So on Halloween, a bored couple go to this out-of-the-way video store, which is about to close because the owner's going to have a private party. They beg him to go in to rent some movies. He agrees only if they promise to bring the movies back by midnight. If not, they face a very strict late fee. So they rent The Pickup and Damnation. And we get to watch these movies with them, which is really cool. The Pickup is about, this lady hitchhiker who's actually an escort, gets picked up, takes her date to the Starlight Motel. He has a little briefcase filled of nasty little treats that he's going to use on her, like a dildo with nails in it. But his plans are thwarted with her own. She's a Cthulhu hookup hard. We're talking a prostitute with tentacles. It's freaking awesome. Then we have Damnation, which is this young woman driving on her own, gets pulled over by a cop car, detained, drugged, tortured, put on trial, put in some weird little snuff horror porno, and yeah, it's messed up. I dig that we get to watch the movies with them. In the beginning, it's very Halloween, even though the movies we watch are not Halloweenish. They are real horror movies. I dig this movie. I think it's neat, gnarly little gem. I do give it a warning, though, because in Damnation, there is this really nasty part with a pregnant woman and a wild cannibal woman treated like an animal. Whoa! Warning. Warning. But I do think that this is a neat, gnarly little gem. I'm going to give it a 3.5 and a buy it. Check that out. It's fun. You know, the movies that you're watching with them are done badly with some campy acting, but it's because we're watching a movie in a movie. And usually movies are done really badly, and I dig it for that. And there you go. 3.5 and a buy it. So that's it for tonight. What do you think about tonight's Halloween show? Do you know any Halloween movies that I should review that I haven't yet? Have you checked the candy? Don't I look pretty? So, yeah, that's it for me tonight. And until then, watch more movies. Happy Halloween. And this is a bad movie show. Thank you. Good night.